All right, this is what we all been waiting for. This is what we all been praying and just hoping, just couldn't wait to see. Just been up all day. Just whew, took us so long to get here. Just for the season finale of season one. So long. Does season one live up to the hype? Does the season finale live up to the hype? Spoiler alert. It does. And it kicks so much. Alright, episode 26, Auld Acquaintance. I think that's how you say it, but whatever. Anyway, this episode had everything I wanted. Everything but one thing. I mean, it had, the romance, it had the action, it had the suspense, and, it just had the gut-wrenching, moments. The only thing I wish this episode had was, I really, really wish like they would have did a season finale with like a 1 hour episode, like just a 1 hour episode. It would have been so much better, but man, like I said, it was still phenomenal. It was still great. It lived up to my expectations. I just wish it was longer. I wish I could have seen just a little bit more, just like 30 more minutes of just a fight of something. So overall, that episode was just it took a lot out of me, man. It was just so good. I was on the edge of my seat. Uh, I was surprised by a lot of stuff because my last episode that we watched, episode 25, I got spoiled, with the mold and all that. But this episode, I didn't get spoiled. I didn't look at no comments. I didn't watch it on YouTube or nothing. So I was really excited to see this episode, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And a lot of things surprised me. A lot of good things surprised me. So this episode picks right off where last week's episode left us with the very suspenseful, Red Arrow being the mole, and now the team finds out this. The Young Justice team, they find out that Red Arrow is the mole, and they can't really believe because I mean he's their team member, they're friends, they known each other for a while. Some of the team members they known Red Arrow for a while, so it's very hard for them to grasp that he's the mole. But they also find out that this Red Arrow is not the real Red Arrow, or this Red Arrow is not the real Speedy. He's actually a clone, and this clone was basically just programmed to be on the Justice League team. That was his whole sole purpose in life, was to be on the Justice League team just so he can betray them. And you feel for him because he didn't know this. Like the clone Roy, he doesn't know that he was a clone and stuff, and he didn't know he was doing all this stuff, and he has his own like shutdown word, just like Superboy has. All right, I think his was like Broken Arrow, and Superboy's is like Red Sun, and he was getting controlled basically by Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster was getting all the information out of Red Arrow, and that's why they knew a lot of stuff. That's why the bad guys knew a lot of stuff when the Young Justice team were about to strike and about to make their move. The bad guys knew because of Red Arrow, and that sucks for everybody, especially Red Arrow. But it makes for a great story. It makes and the story just comes full circle because it shows like a lot of plot that you kind of pass through. Like how the hell did they know this? Like how the hell did they do this? How the hell were they one step ahead of the Young Justice team? And you find out it's because they had their own little secret weapon in Roy, or Red Arrow. So that made for an interesting story. And what else we find out about this is that the real Speedy's been gone for like 3 years, and we don't know if he's dead or alive, so we have to assume that he's dead. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the point where all the writers and the stuff, when we was looking at interviews, and the writer said a lot of people are not going to make it. Maybe it's the real Roy. And I really like the fact how they show the real Roy with the new Roy. The real Roy, he's like skinny as hell. He ain't got no muscles. The new Roy, he's jacked up and stuff. So I like that part for some reason. I don't know why. It just shows that I should have seen something wrong, because when they showed like the original like Roy's picture and the new Red Arrow, was like, damn, he got jacked fast just to be on the Justice League team. But I don't know. I just it just goes over your head, and that's because that's just good writing. That's good writing, and that's when writers really plan a season and they put thought into it, and that's what I like to see. And it was just great. It was really another thing that made the Red Arrow part of this episode just so special and just so heartfelt was the moment he has with Aqualad. And I really really enjoyed that scene that him and Aqualad has. Aqualad and him are very good friends. Actually, they're best friends. And Aqualad was the first person to know where to find Red Arrow, because at this point Red Arrow is trying to run, because Red Arrow find out the real truth that he's a clone and stuff. So he's running and he wants to get away, but Aqualad was the person to find. Aqualad knew exactly where he was. He knew he was going to be at the apartment and stuff. And when Aqualad kicks down the door, you see Red Arrow with the bow, ready, just ready for it, just ready just to fire. And because Red Arrow thinks like, this guy who I betrayed, who's my friend, my best friend, this guy who I betrayed and who I love, thinks that I'm a bad guy, and I'm not really a bad guy. I just didn't know what was going on. He's here to hurt me. That's probably what Red Arrow was thinking. That's why he had the arrow just pointed at him. And Aqualad says like, like my best friend is pointing this arrow at my chest, and I'm not here to hurt him. I'm not here to hurt you, bro. I'm not here to hurt you. And I love the fact that Red Arrow knows who the girl is that broke Aqualad's heart, which is Tula. So I really like that. It was just a very special moment. It wasn't even a long like scene, but it was just so special, so heartfelt. And that's just a thumbs up for the writers who put that in there for people like me who really pay attention to detail on stuff like that. So I like that, and I really enjoy stuff like that. So good job, writers, and it was just good job on that entire scene. Now back elsewhere in the rest of this episode, the team finds out that the Justice League are being controlled by like this Starro technology stuff, where they're evil. They're after the Young Justice team. Vandal Savage, he's controlling them with Witch Boy, and the Justice League members now. They're out for blood now. They're out for blood. Vandal Savage has basically ordered them to it's time to get rid of these kids. It's time to get rid of these kids, and it just makes for just awesomeness, And before I get to all of that, Vandal Savage, man, like his character is just awesome. Like here's a character who's been living for so damn long. He's a couple thousand years old, and he's seen so many things. He's seen he's seen how this world is, and he knows how this world works, and he wants to make his own like utopia. And he comes up with this brilliant plan, like this whole plan that he's talking about, like how he thought of basically everything, and how he's got every like plan that the with all the technology and all this, that, and the third, everything is just come together. And you're like, man, you just got to give it up to him. Like even though he is a bad guy, you got to give him his props, because it was a well thought out plan. It was just so just vicious and evil, and it was evil. Oh, it was evil. But you got to give the guy some props, and I like his character a lot, and I just hope I see more of him when season 2 starts, because he has a great arc as a character. So I like that, and just got to give you your props, Vandal. You're pretty badass. But we're gonna get back to just the team fighting the the Justice League team fighting the Young Justice team. So when this starts, man, you got everybody fighting, but that doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't even matter. because it's a point in this episode. I shit you not. Spoiler alert. It is a point in this episode where Robin fights Batman. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. 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 Robin fights Batman, and it's just been a long time just coming for it. Like any like fan boy, fan girl, it's just been just who doesn't want to see that? Like who doesn't want to see Batman go against Robin? Who doesn't want to see that? Like the star versus the pupil, the future. Who doesn't want to see that? And man, when I say when that like scene pops up with like Batman, Robin, and Superboy fighting Superman, like my TV was like, holy shit. That's how my TV went, and I was like, oh my god. That's how I was. And man, it was just great. Just awesomeness. Like this episode could have sucked. It could have just sucked. And that scene with just Batman, Robin, Superboy, and Superman, that scene alone just made it for me. Because I loved it. And you want to see Robin kind of get the better of Batman. But Batman's always got the one up on him. So you always just want to see that. And then everybody wants to see Superboy beat the shit out of Superman just for every reason in my body. I just wanted to see Superboy just on him. That's all I wanted to see. And I like the fact that they was like Superboy and Robin, they was like, yo, we can't beat these motherfuckers by ourselves. And they team up. And that's what I like. They teamed up. And that was just good. They teamed up to take them down, and it was just a great scene. I love that scene a lot. That's probably my favorite scene. Just Superboy and Robin, teaming up to fight Superman and Batman. Just awesomeness. Good for the writers. I loved it a lot. So, the team, the Young Justice team, they end up saving the day. They end up, kind of stopping Vandal Savage playing, for now. They stopped it for now. And, it's time to celebrate. It's New Year's Eve now. And, everybody's paired up with their match. And that was a good scene, too. Because, a lot of the fangirls are going to like that scene a lot. A lot of fangirls have been waiting for, the Spitfire scene. They all been waiting for that. And good for Wally, man. Good for Wally. Wally got his. That's what I like, boy. He wasn't shy about it. He picked her up. Picked her up. He picked her up and gave her the kiss. That's what I like to see. He picked her up. Robin got his with Zantana. Old Robin, man, snuck one in. That's my boy right there. I felt like a when I saw that Robin and Wally scene, I felt like a dad or something. Like when a dad sees like his son like accomplish like a goal or something, like hit his first home run or something. Like good job, Sonny. That's what I felt like when I saw those two get theirs, and a lot of fangirls are gonna really like that. I like to see it. It was a good scene for me. We got to see the Super Boy and Megan, but I'm kind of over that anyway. They've been making out since day one. They be getting it in. They've been getting it in. If that even makes sense, get it in. Not get it in. Get it in. They've been getting it in. They've been. And what else did we get to see? We get to see, Rocket, give a little smooch to old Aqualad. He needs some loving too, man. Oh, Aqualad, he needs some love. He's been hurt by a Tula, so I'm glad he get his too. So good job, brother. Good job, man. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is the part when Zatanna, was trying to, still save her dad. She's still trying to save Zatara from, Dr. Fate's like helmet and stuff. And you feel sorry for her too, because she lost her dad. Well, she didn't really lose him, but her dad's not with her, and that you can still see it affects her a lot, and I just felt sorry for her. So that was a good scene too. So hopefully you can get your dad back, but you're not gonna get your dad back, baby. But hopefully you can. we're just gonna say you're gonna get him back just to make you feel better, but he's not. He's no, he's not going nowhere. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Now the big reveal at the end of this episode was that we find out that everybody's been accounted for their time, but except for like a certain amount of Young Justice members. Everybody's been accounted for when they had like the Starro technology in them. So for like 6 or 7 members of the Justice League, and they can't account for like 15 hours. I say, I don't know, like 15, 12 hours. So you gotta wonder like what the hell happened those hours, and what the hell did they do? It can't be good. All right, it can't be. So that's going to probably lead us into season 2. And another thing that we find out that was very, very shocking is that old skinny Speedy, he's still alive. He's still alive, and he's missing an arm, and that sucks. And you gotta feel sorry for Roy and Speedy, like Clone Roy and Speedy, because they just been having a rough go, man. They've been having a rough go, especially now Speedy, man. He's lost a freaking arm, man. Like, he's lost the arm. Like, damn, man. Like, that shit's crazy, man. So I feel bad for that guy already. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that, man. And when he wakes up, man, he finds out, if he doesn't know that he's missing an arm, and he wakes up to try to scratch his nose, and he got that damn nub trying to scratch, it's going to be bad. So please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. Let's talk about this episode. Please, let's talk about this episode. This was the season finale. Season 2 is just, what, 2 weeks away? Can't wait for that. And we saw a lot. They showed like a little clip of season 2, and who saw it? I know we all saw it. I saw Wonder Girl. Who saw her? I saw her. So that's going to be amazing. So like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. Please like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. This is the Cirque Show 24/7. Be easy.